Welcome to the Brunton podcast series. I'm joined today by Helmut Kraus from BHS Corrugated. Helmut runs the business unit for digital and logistics. Helmut, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Very specifically today, we're going to be talking about digital printing. Obviously, the latest innovation from BHS is your roll-to-roll digital preprint concept. Before we start looking at that, give us a little update as to how BHS Corrugated is viewing the development of digital printing, specifically for the corrugated industry.
Well, Dan, thanks first of all for giving the chance to talk about digital printing. As you know, we deal with digital printing since quite a long time, and the latest step towards an industrial solution is the prototype at a Schumacher plant in Graven. So digital printing is something strategic for BHS Corrugated. That's also the reason why we follow up this technology since 2 decades now. And I think what we have achieved meanwhile, and this is also due to the maturity of technology, is quite remarkable. And if you would have asked me 3, 4, 5 years ago, are we gonna see inline printing in 2021 with an average speed of 270 meters per minute over 5 hours? I would have said, probably not. Probably it will take a little bit longer, but we are there. So I'm quite confident this technology is now in a phase really to ramp it up and to set new industrial standards.
And Helmut, one of the important aspects of our industry, sustainability, obviously, as we've all started to creep out of the COVID pandemic, there's no doubt that sustainability has crept back onto the agenda for brand owners. Obviously, at the heart of your solution, water-based inks. Talk to us a little bit about that decision-making process and why you were opting for water-based rather than UV.
Well, the decision was purely customer-driven. When we started to look in that technology, we followed up the path with UV inks. Yeah, so 10 years ago, we did our first tests with UV inks. But after talking with many customers, we found out UV ink is not a way to go forward, especially if you are in the food industry, where you have to have at least non-contact food packaging. So it was mainly the distinctive smell of UV prints, and also this fact that photo initiators migrate into packaging, which made us stop with UV inks and move to water-based. And this very well addresses sustainability. And even in China, you won't find UV. They all had for water-based technologies in the corrugated market.
Now, it was fascinating listening to Lars Engels speaking at an ICA conference several years ago in North America, where he introduced the Future Factory 2025 concept. For our audience, maybe who've not read about it or not seen any information about it, give us a little sort of overview of what Future Factory is, because ultimately 2025 isn't actually that far away, is it?
That's correct. If you look at it from a planning standpoint, when you want to have this plant in 2025, you should start planning with that. Box Plant 2025 is as well a product which came up in discussions with our customers. So what you just mentioned, sustainability will be a big topic, efficiency will be a big topic, yeah. Seamless data flow will be a big topic, and working with data, safety in the plants is a topic. And also this, let me call it people problem. It's not people are not a problem, but it's a problem for our customers to get enough and qualified people. So this is all addressed in the Box Plant 2025 concept. And as you said, we are in midst of that plannings and also establishing products. Digital printing is one of it. Autonomous intralogistics is another one. So we are working for that concept, and Box Plant 2025 is our North Star, if you want to call it like this.
And at the heart of this, obviously, we're talking about the digital printing, very much focusing on printing on the corrugator with effect as a pre-printed liner, digitally pre-printed liner. Tell us about the beta, because obviously that first machine, as you mentioned at the beginning of the interview, is in and running at Schumacher. Tell us about it. Tell us how that project's proceeding.
Well, we actually call it the Alpha printer, which is at Schumacher now. We had this printer sitting at BHS in Weierhammer for almost 2 years, so one year and 9 months to be more precise, where we tested everything which you can test in a, let me call, in an in-house environment. So this printer is doing pretty well. It was actually starting up second quarter of 2021. We agreed with Schumacher ramp-up plan, where we started with 1 day, 2 days, and now we will head towards 3 production days, where we hardly fall below 30,000 square meters per hour of production when we do produce. We had a little bit of a pause now because the new corrugator went in, but now we are ramping up again. And as said, we have our first very good experiences with inline printing at Schumacher, which was fascinating for the whole company, to be honest.
And you mentioned there was a speed 270 meters a minute that you were managing to maintain on this digital preprint press. What's the overall objective? I mean, are you going to be looking to achieve 350, 400 meters a minute? Because obviously you've got the progression of your high-speed corrugators that are getting wider and wider and faster. Is the digital print machine, or that unit, is that capable of keeping up with the corrugator?
Well, I would say the technology will not stop to evolve. So we will see faster speeds in the future. But our main target today is to replace the typical flexoprint in a box plant. And if you would run with a corrugator all day long with 300 meters per minute, at the end of this day, you have a massive output of this plant. So our first target is to get stability in the process, where we see we are on a very good track, and the future will for sure enable even higher speeds, whereas this is not the first target.
And in terms of the width of the machine, so your Alpha machine, is it 2.5 or 2.8 meters?
It's 2.8 meters.
Okay, and then are you looking at the potential of, because obviously across the geography of BHS Corrugated, you're producing in 1.8 meters width, 2.5, 2.8, and then the big boy, the 3.35 meter machine. So is the vision that digital print capability could run across all types of corrugators, or are you trying to focus it purely on the 2.8?
Well, it can already, because the 2.8 meter is the maximum width. So if we have a 2.5 meter corrugator and customer only want to deliver paper rolls to 2.5 meter corrugators, we only equip 2.5 meter with print heads. So this printer can be downsized just by equipping it differently. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I guess then the final question is revolving around, the commercial availability of this. So what does the next 12 to 18, 24 months look like? What is the schedule for this product?
Well, as mentioned, we have now the alpha printer running at the first customer. Now we will start with the beta series of machines. So this is probably 2 machines which we set in the market before we come to the series start of that printer, which is around 2024. Yeah, in 2024, we want to supply this printer as a standard printer to the industry. That's our planning.
Wonderful. Well, Helmut, thank you so much indeed for the update. Obviously, digital print is fascinating to so many box plants all around the world. And as we get closer to Future Factory 25, obviously the installation of such a digital preprint machine is going to be at the heart of that successful journey. So, Helmut, thank you ever so much indeed for joining us today, and we look forward to staying in touch with you.
Thanks a lot, Dan. See ya.